And then whenever you arrive, you can just let your eyes gently close if you're in a space that you feel safe to do that. You can take a nice big cleansing breath whenever you're ready, inhaling through the nose. Exhale to let all of that go. Let's do another breath like that. So slowly and deeply inhaling through the nose. And then hold that breath within you. Continue to expand the body. Feel the breath within you. And then gently let all of that go. Slowly letting that air exit the body. And pushing a little bit more air out of you, even once you think you're empty. And then just pausing. Noticing what it's like to be empty of air. And then letting your inhales come naturally. You can do that a few more times if that felt nice for you. Just kind of exaggerating your inhales and having that pause at the top. And then exaggerating the exhales and having that pause at the bottom. So you feel yourself fully filling with air and then fully emptying of air. And then whenever you're ready, you can release all control over the breath and just allow your body to breathe by itself. Starting to become the observer of your mind, of your body, and the sensations within the body. You can relax your forehead, soften your jaw, and notice how that softens the muscles in the cheeks, the muscles around the ears and the hairline, so that you allow any expression that was on the face to melt away just by softening all of these muscles. The corners of your eyes getting a little bit wider, a little bit of space in between each eyelash, as the eyelids are just resting over the eyeballs. And the eyeballs are resting in their sockets. Allow the corners of your mouth to get a little wider as you feel the lips. And allow the lips to let go completely of any sort of tension or any expression. Even if it's just for a moment, just noticing what that's like. And now just tune into your posture, whether you are laying or sitting. And before fixing it, just notice what your body, or the shape that your body likes to rest in. Notice how the spine is curling, or if the spine is curling. Notice where the head is. Is it over the hips, or in front of the hips, or maybe even behind? Just becoming aware of what your natural resting posture is and where your heart is located. Is your heart curling behind and the shoulders curling forward to almost protect your heart? And it's fine if that's what your posture is like. That's what my resting posture is most of the time. So just for this practice, letting your heart walk forward and come out of the shoulders. Letting the shoulders come back and down slightly. And feeling yourself able to breathe a bit more fully into your lungs, into your heart space. And notice how the rest of your body responds to that expansion of your heart space. Whether you're sitting or laying, maybe you're getting more of an arch in your back, and maybe more pressure is stacking on your lower back. So if that's happening, you can start to tilt your pelvis down and forward. So you're tilting your tailbone toward the earth if you're sitting upright. And feeling that support of your lower back. Feeling all the muscles in your core supporting your lower back. And then also notice how your head is responding. Sometimes our head wants to throw back when we make the heart proud. So feeling your chin tuck really slightly down toward your heart so that you feel length up the back of your neck. And becoming aware of that space from the heart through the neck and the throat and into the head and the mind. Now, once again, let's soften into this position. So relaxing the face, the forehead and jaw, the scalp. Now relaxing the neck and the shoulders. Relax all the muscles in the arms and the hands. And feel the triangle shape from both of your collarbones to your sternum. And allow that triangle to get wide and proud as you soften the shoulders into that position. You soften the bottom of the rib cage, soften the stomach, and release any tension in your pelvic floor. Release any tension in the glutes, in the hips, in the thighs, the knees, the shins, the calves, the ankles, and the feet. So just feeling that first general overview of the shape of your body, the shape of your unique body. And just allowing your muscles to accept the shape of your body, to release into the shape. And just noticing at any point in the practice if the mind begins to speak or wander to the past or to the future. Maybe trying to multitask, getting some to-do lists out of the way, or maybe thinking about what happened before this moment, this morning or last night. And as soon as you notice that the mind is wandering to one of those places or to any place at all, that automatically will bring you into this moment, into that role of the observer. So practicing detaching yourself from the thoughts, trusting the thoughts will always be there. This practice isn't about erasing all thoughts, more about stepping back from the thoughts and watching them almost like clouds passing by, and letting them come and go. And if one of them stays for a little bit, eventually just noticing that it's staying for a little bit. And just coming back to this moment, coming back to the body, the breath. And coming into the chakras. So you can start to bring your awareness to the sky above your head, whether you are inside or outside. Just starting to be aware that there is sky above your head. And almost feel the crown of your head being magnetically drawn up, reaching toward that sky, toward the sun, toward the light. And at the same time, start to become aware of the earth beneath your sit bones, beneath your body. Even if you're 10 stories up or higher, just becoming aware of the earth that exists beneath your body. Feel that connection on either side of you, down into the earth and up into the heavens. And then notice that space in between your root, the base of your spine, and the very crown of your head. And notice how the space in between the base of your spine and the crown of your head, the center line of your body, your spinal cord, notice how this area is that connection that brings us from the earth into the heavens. Let's start by bringing all of your attention down to your roots. The space in between your sit bones. The very base of the spine. And this is our home of safety, of security, groundedness, survival, money, food, basic needs. And when out of balance, we can feel insecure, we can feel irritable, or have different material obsessions. So calling all of your awareness to the root, the base of the spine, and allow yourself to feel safe as you rest here. Remind yourself that you are safe and you are secure. Even if you naturally fall toward more insecurity and irritability at this moment in your life, just reminding yourself that underneath that is a sense of safety and security. So even if you don't feel that right now, you can trust that you will feel this. You already do, underneath all of the other noise. And the color that's usually associated with our root is red. So you can notice if your internal vision takes on a reddish color or if it takes on any other color. Just leaving space for what is actually present for you. Maybe feeling a pulsing sensation. Maybe feeling a release, a melting sensation across your sit bones. And then you can allow your awareness to start to inch up the body, coming into your lower belly and your sacrum area, coming into the sacral chakra. This is our home of abundance, of pleasure, sexuality, creativity, joy. It's also the home of our adrenal glands. And it can regulate the immune system and our metabolism. And the different organs associated with the sacral chakra are the bladder, the prostate or ovaries, kidneys, the bowel, the spleen, the gallbladder. So if any of these organs may be out of balance, then that might come to our sacral space being out of balance. Just by taking this moment or any moments to check in, to just continually guide your awareness to the sacral space, can help to restore and realign this area with its natural state of pleasure and creativity. And the color that's often associated with this is orange. But again, you can notice if you see any other sort of color. And maybe noticing that pulsing sensation. And then feeling all the muscles across your sacral space just melt. And really accept this present moment. Accept exactly how you're feeling, even if it's rather unpleasant. Practicing acceptance with all emotions, with all sensations, all feelings, even if they might be first labeled as painful. And starting to guide our awareness to the solar plexus, to the stomach, about 2 inches above the navel. Starting to feel that heartbeat that exists within the stomach. This is our home of confidence, our home of self-worth, self-love. And if out of balance, we can suffer from perfectionism or hypercriticism with ourselves or others. So just trusting that in the future, if you feel these emotions, you will be able to know where they're coming from and take a moment to just tune into your solar plexus, to just tune into the stomach Maybe asking yourself what you ate that day, or have you been moving your stomach? Have you been walking enough? Because a lot of times these critical emotions of ourselves are tied to our digestion. So just seeing maybe a yellow light in your stomach, or any other color that comes up, but feeling a sort of warmth in the stomach, a sensation of acceptance and healing. And accepting even if you are feeling those somewhat negative emotions today. Even letting those be there. And just remembering that every single feeling, every thought, emotion is temporary. Even when it feels like it's lasting forever. Every storm runs out of rain. Every cloud will pass by. And every storm within your body will pass. Just feeling the breath in your stomach, feeling that cleansing exhale as you allow anything from your bottom 3 chakras to exit the body. Anything that you found that doesn't really serve you, or you no longer are interested in holding on to, you can just let those feelings, let those emotions exit your body through the root, sink down into the earth, where the earth can hold whatever might feel like too much to hold right now. And just not feeling the need anymore to carry any feelings or emotions that feel too heavy. Anything that doesn't serve you. And some negative emotions or feelings serve us ultimately. So just anything that's excess, anything that just is holding us back only. And then we'll start to move our awareness into our transition chakra, our heart, into the heart space. You can focus on the physical heart. You can focus on the center of the chest, if you'd like. So wherever you're feeling the strongest pull, the strongest pulsing, and just tuning your awareness into the heart space. Calling all of your awareness into your heart, into that unique rhythm of your own heartbeat. And this is the chakra where our physical meets the spiritual, the transition in between the bottom 3 and the top 3. Our physical body meets the spiritual, the ethereal realm. Just allowing your shoulders to soften while you're here. Noticing how the rest of your body responds. And just reminding your body to be soft and observe and accept what you find. And the color associated with this chakra is green, but once again, just leave space for whatever color you are seeing in your internal vision. So there's no need to try hard to see a certain color. You can just notice the shades or the different tints that are happening in your internal vision. And maybe not much is happening, and that's okay too. So our heart, this is our home of love, of course, our home of compassion, gratitude, emotional intelligence, or lack thereof. When we're out of balance here, we can often forget all of the love that we have, everything that we have to be grateful for. We can often take things to heart, take things personally when we're not meant to, having that lack of emotional intelligence. So just trusting that anytime you feel any of these negative feelings or hypercritical feelings, that you will remember where this feeling is coming from and maybe start to bring more awareness to the love that you have already, to everything that's in your life already that you can be grateful for. Even if it's just the air that you breathe, just the fact that your heart is beating. And you have no credit for your heart beating. Your heart beats all moments of the day, keeping you alive without any of your instruction or guidance. Just reminding yourself of that miracle. The fact that your lungs are breathing, are holding air, and the fact that you can hear, the words that I'm saying, that you can see whatever it is that you can see. Just reminding yourself of everything that always exists at all times, that you can be truly and deeply grateful for, even in the midst of chaos and pain. You always have the option to bring your heart to a place of gratitude. And this doesn't discount negative things that happen in your life or pain that you're experiencing or have suffered from. Showing gratitude is not to lessen people's suffering, or it's not to make light of any dark situations, but it's simply to remind yourself that you are experiencing life. You are a miracle. There are so many different things that could have gone wrong up to this point to make you not be here, but you are here, and you can hear, you can listen, you can feel, you can see. And being grateful even for those painful, negative emotions. And you don't have to skip right to gratitude. You don't have to be like, oh, something bad's happening, but I'm grateful, and just kind of move on, because that's also denial. But even in the midst of feeling those deep, dark feelings, Just reminding yourself it will pass. And there will come a point where you feel grateful for that experience. Because there always does. So we start to move to our upper chakras, getting higher within the body. You can bring all of your awareness into your throat. Our home of communication, of honesty, of truthfulness. Of listening, of also being heard. All of our communication in our throat. And the color associated with this is blue, but of course, just allow yourself to see what it is you see. So when our throat is closed, we can maybe hold back from saying things when we feel like we need to speak up. We can convince ourselves that our opinions aren't important or don't matter or won't make a difference. And our throats can also be a little too open, where we overshare or share our opinion when our opinion wasn't asked to be shared, or maybe speak truths to people who aren't ready to receive that truth. So sort of incorrectly reading the situation maybe. But when our throats are in balance, they're connected clearly to our heart, to the rest of our chakras, so that we can communicate clearly what it is that we are feeling, what it is that we are thinking. And we can listen to others and hear what it is they're saying and not project our own opinions onto them. So clearly this is a big problem these days. But by tuning into our throats and just understanding the origin of where these feelings and problems might be coming up from within our body, we have the opportunity to change our mind and maybe act differently in some occasions when we remember. But feeling that connection, maybe feeling the pulsing of your throat, the connection of your throat to your heart, so that you may speak love and compassion into yourself. And therefore, you can speak love and compassion into others and into the world around you. Always speaking from that place of our deepest truth that at our core, all of us are made of love and light. And if that is the one truth that you can rely on, then so be it. And then gradually, in your own time, when you are ready, speaking those truths into yourself. Maybe some truths that you've been avoiding for some time. Trust that it is okay that you have avoided it, and trust that whenever you are ready to face it, you will. Whenever you are ready to lift the blinders and expose your truth to yourself, you will. And trust that exposing the truths or exposing lies that we've been telling ourselves is what can deepen our connection to others. As we cannot truly and deeply connect with anyone else before we have that true and deep connection with ourselves. And that starts with honesty. So, starting to let your awareness come up a bit further into our third eye centers. And simply put, this is our home of intuition, the space between the eyebrows, our inner eye that sees everything that we don't see, and reminds us of those things when we need to be reminded, with gut feelings or instincts to act or speak. And the color associated here is indigo. This is our eyes, our pituitary and pineal glands, our brain. The connection between our eyes and our brain, so that we can have clear thoughts and therefore feelings about what it is that we are seeing. And again, without projecting how we're feeling onto others, but simply taking in what it is that they're feeling. And the only way this is possible is by seeing ourselves clearly. So, in this world where everyone talks about opening your third eye, maybe what you need is to close your third eye, to turn the third eye inward, to turn your gaze inward and look at yourself first. If you are feeling offended or like someone is overlooking you or like you're taking anything personally, take a moment to just check in to your third eye, to check into your forehead, to just take a moment to pause and feel that pulsing sensation in between the eyebrows. And take a moment to look into you. Look into why you are feeling offended, why you are feeling triggered in any way. Because that is a gift. That tells you something about yourself. When someone makes you feel like so snippy and irritated right away, that is a gift. That reveals valuable information for you about yourself, about the way your mind works, about things that you might not have worked through quite yet. So then we can return to those situations with a clearer sense of what's happening and a clearer sense of reality. And just remembering how every single thing that you see is a reflection of how you feel about yourself. If you're seeing hate and pain, that is a reflection of the hate and pain within you. And that is okay. Negative, hateful, painful things are okay to exist because they need to exist. How is it possible to have joy and pleasure if we don't have some of that contrast? But we can choose how much we want of either side, and just by what we focus on, what we bring our attention to. And what we share to others. If we find ourselves stuck in a place of negative thinking and hateful thinking, we can turn our attention to serving, to helping others, to creating more of what we want to see in the world. If there's too much hate in the world, go out and add some love into the world, even if it's one person that you smile at down the street. So finally, let's bring our awareness up to our crown chakra, the very tip of the head. This is our connection to source energy. The colors that can be associated here, I've heard white, I've heard violet, silver violet. So really whatever it is that you see here, just let yourself see that. And just remind yourself that there is some form of energy that created all of energy. And you yourself are energy. So you must be connected to whatever force it is that created you. Just reminding yourself of that innate connection you have to source, to spirit, to every person or a thing that you've ever loved. This love is eternal, lasts forever. So even if there is an animal or people who have passed over, we are always still connected to them, just in the memories of our love. Our body holds on to that forever. Our hearts hold on to that love forever. So feel that support you have from spirit at all times. And feeling that support you have from the earth at the same time. And bringing your awareness back to either side of your spinal cord, the root and the crown. Feel yourself connected to the earth, connected to the heavens, and all that space in between. All the chakras we've just activated, awakened, restored. Just seeing that center line of your body, maybe even seeing all of the colors that are lit up down the center line of your body. And do one final thing to end our practice today. And I'd like to chant the mantras associated with each chakra. So if you are aware of the sounds of each chakra, you can chant along with me. I will do each one twice so that you can listen the first time and say it with me the second time if you're unaware of them. They all sound similar. They're all a similar tone. They just have a different first letter. So we're going to go from the root to the crown. So the first one. And again. And our sacral. And the solar plexus. Ram. Ram. Our heart. Yam. Again. Yam. Our throat. Ham. Ham. And finally, our third eye. And once more. And our crown is silence. Take a moment to let these vibrations settle. Trust that these vibrations you've just created solidified your practice within your cells. All these messages are within you. Your subconscious is aligned with these messages and will guide you to act in ways that support these messages on a daily basis. If it feels right for you to do so, you can bring your hands to prayer at heart center, feeling the connection between your palms and fingers and your heart space as you gently bow your head to your highest self for guiding you to this practice, to everyone else in this space who has practiced with you. And may this practice continue to heal you through the rest of your days and nights. And may you bring this love and light into everything that you do and to everyone that you see. Namaste.